think in your 20s, you should be trying all sorts of different fucking professions. You should be a fucking polymath. I respect it if you're on a fucking linear path, you want to be a doctor, lawyer, whatever. That's all fine and dandy. But if you have any business sense about you whatsoever and you want the best out of life, you should be fucking trying on professions like fucking wardrobes. You know what I mean? Like you should be trying it on like a fucking costume and see if this one fits, see if this one fits, see if this one fits. All you'll get out of it is it'll turn you into a fucking renaissance man. But you should be putting up shots, enormous shots. Throw your money at shit. Throw spaghetti against the wall. See what sticks. Because people don't understand. Money comes and goes. Money comes and goes. Money can always be made. You can fuck things up a million times, and a lot of being a man is outrunning your mistakes. It's okay to fuck up. It's okay to blow shit up. That's fine. What matters is your commitment to rectify the situation. You know what I mean? I'm in that right now. I'm in my fucking mid-30s, and I'm rectifying a ton of fucking situations right now. And I'm just staying ahead of the curve, and I'm fucking fighting, and I'm fucking generating, and I'm doing all sorts of fucking crazy shit to get everything back. And it's a good feeling because I have my past experience to call upon. I've never failed. It's never happened. I've never, ever truly failed in my life. I've had horrible losses, but I've always found a way to overcome it. And it was from being in my 20s. Dude, I pissed away my whole fucking 20s. Literally. Lobbed it into the universe recklessly. And all it did is give me a huge fucking palette of wisdom and experience to draw from, which is kind of built the foundation that I'm on today. So, if you have that rough and tumble kind of spirit and you have that kind of cowboy heart, then you just got nothing to lose in your 20s. You really don't. And it's these guys talk about fucking being primal and return to tradition and primal living. There's nothing more primal than living day to day and just using the resources that you got every day. You don't have to think about tomorrow. You don't have to think about next month. You don't have to have a 5-year plan. You just be the best that you can every fucking day you wake up, and you take everything day by day, sometimes moment by moment, sometimes minute by minute. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just a slow crawl. But if you live at maximum capacity every day, ironically, you do become the greatest builder of all time. You become an architect. That's what you become over time. You don't have to extrapolate out as a man. It's sort of a feminine prophecy. When women worry about the future, that's like a primarily woman, default setting. Women really, really trip out hard about the future. Men don't have to do that. You just wake up and get your ass in the gym and do what you got to do today, and everything will sort itself out. That's the best advice I could give a man, is take everything fucking day by day. Don't be afraid to use the resources you have today. Don't be afraid. You'll figure it out. And if you don't figure it out, then there's some Darwinian interference there. You probably weren't going to make it anyway. So let's just get, you know what I mean? Let's just get to the brass tacks, and let's rip the veneer off and see what you're made of early, rather than having a fucking, squabbled fortune in your 30s and you were a tightwad knit in your fucking 20s. How are you going to deal with that? That's the problem. If you're a fucking tightwad and you're tight-fisted and you're cheap fiscally in your 20s, what happens when a great tragedy does benight you in your 30s? You have no frame of reference. You have zero experience to call upon. And it is harder in your 30s. It is harder because it's harder to regenerate, and the recovery takes a little bit longer. But if you have that palette of wisdom and experience from your 20s, you're a juggernaut. You're a motherfucker to go up against. So, man, the day-by-day living, look, peak masculinity is having redundancy baked into your day. I'm going to say that again. Peak masculinity is having redundancy baked into every day. Every day as a man should almost look the same from a procedural perspective. Now, the serendipity and the fortunes that will befall you in the intermidst of that will certainly change. You'll have those fluctuating variables. You know what I'm saying? There's oscillation there. But as far as the procedure, the gym, the sanctuary, the rituals that you perform, it's just peak redundancy. And that's what masculinity is. It's just fucking redundancy. It's pushing your shoulder to the wheel and moving the boring, redundant levers until you hit the jackpot. And a lot of guys don't want to hunker down and buckle down and put in and do that. Because we all know the most boring mechanisms of your business make the most money. They're boring as fuck. The shit that works is super boring. It's super tedious. It's super tedious. And that's been baked into sort of every philosophy. Every philosophy has sort of touched on this in its own way. But yeah, bro, in your 20s, live like there's no tomorrow and see what you become in your 30s. You will be a fucking galley of wisdom and fucking knowledge and shit. And then you'll be able to fucking, refabric, and you'll be able to fucking like patch shit together a lot quicker. It's like having alien technology. That's really what it is. You're in your 30s, you fucking adventured hard, you voyaged hard in your 20s. When you're in your 30s, you have alien tech. You have alien tech to rebuild. You have a certain capacity to move through shitstorms that ordinary people don't have because they didn't get the alien tech. They didn't fucking invest the years to get the adventures and the life experience.